everybody. Okay, I just hit record, and I'm just so glad that you all are jumping on here to work together for the next 30 minutes. And this week, if you are following along in our book, Failing Forward, this week we kind of put a schedule out there saying that we would cover chapters 3 through 6. And I hope my dog does not bark the entire time that we are doing this. So if I have to mute myself, that's why. Or if I have to step away, it's because I have to take his ball away from him. In fact, I'll do that right now. We'll see if he barks at me. But so anyways, I just want to talk about chapter 5 really quick. Because there was something in it that really spoke to me. And then when I jumped on my bike today on my Peloton to do my workout, the instructor said something as well that really just clicked with me, and it really fell in line with chapter 5. So I absolutely love how John Maxwell incorporates different stories into his messages, because I think that, I mean, even in Plexus, we all know that stories are really what grab our attention and help us remember things. And so the story of the monkeys was very, very interesting to me. If you haven't read it, I'm not going to go into it because I have other things that I want to say, but it was just interesting that basically after time, the monkeys were conditioned to fail at a task, and they had no idea why they were failing at this. And so that was just very interesting to me. And then even on page 48, what I loved that's in the box, it says, if you always do what you've always done, then you will always get what you've always gotten. And that stood out to me because the title of this chapter is Find the Exit Off the Failure Freeway. And in one aspect, I felt like that kind of meant like you're failing over and over and over again, but you can't figure out why you're failing. And so you just stay there. But then I also thought of it as, because of my ride, and I'll get to that story in just a second. I'm so sorry. Because of this ride, but it was more so well, what about the people that aren't necessarily failing all the time? Like they're just consistently at, guys, I am so sorry. I have to like put him away because he'll bark at me this whole time. Hold on just a sec. Real life, right? Hopefully that took care of the trick. So let me get my composure back. So basically saying how, like, what if we're not failing? What if we have like found a comfort zone and we're actually finding success in our goals, but we're not moving to that next level? And the reason why that really got me thinking was because on this Peloton ride, the instructor was talking about she became a competitive cyclist, and she had set out goals for herself, and she was consistently hitting her goals. And one day she was like, I think I want to do more. And she pushed herself a little harder, and she fell, and she ate it, and she didn't finish the race. And so she was like, I think I'm just going to go back to what I'm good at, right? Like she was good at being like that consistent endurance cyclist, but she wasn't winning any races. She didn't feel like a failure though, right? But she was just continuing to get the same results over and over and over again. And she was happy with that. But then somebody came alongside her and was like, I think you can do more. And she finally was like, okay, I think that I'm going to do more. And she pushed herself out of her comfort zone, and she was able to do more than she ever imagined she could do. And she started winning races. And and it was something that she didn't even know that she had that desire, right? And so that's when I read this chapter and it says, find the exit off the failure freeway. I think we also have to look at like, am I content at where I'm at? And have I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone? And I might fail in doing that. That's all what this is about. It's that failing forward. And if you're also looking at yourself and you're going, I'm happy with my success. I am moving forward. I am failing and trying new things, and I'm growing because of that. Then look at your team. You have people probably on your team who are a little bit scared to go outside of their comfort zones, but they're not getting that encouragement to go a little bit further. So that's where you can come alongside them and push them to do something a little bit more. I see Melanie on here. A few years ago, we did a training on developing silvers, but part of it was really talking about how if you don't push yourself outside of your comfort zone, then your brain is actually incapable of learning new things. And so I love that as well. So I just want to encourage you guys as we move forward in this and in your businesses, think of it like you may be happy with where you're at in your business, you know, but then you also may be a little bit frustrated that maybe you haven't gotten to that next level, right? Like you're finding success, you are making an income, you are getting extra money, but you haven't gotten to that next level. Really look at yourself. I mean, he has different steps in here. I didn't get my notes put together, but basically, I want to say this again, if you always do what you've always done, then you will always get what you've always gotten. So if you get to a point in your journey where you're starting to get frustrated, like you're grateful, you're happy, you're finding success, but you are like, oh, if I could just get to that next level, just get to that next goal, you're going to have to start looking at the things that you're not doing, and you might fail at those at the beginning. So clearly taking the ball away did not fix this. So I would love to hear, I'm going to see, does anybody want to share something that they've learned this week or something that's really stood out to them that you could share? I'm going to mute this and then I'm actually going to put him away and you guys can share with the group. Anybody want to share? You guys are ready to move on and get to work?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm still like on chapter 3, but I wrote a note saying that we have to redefine the word failure, but that was in chapter 3. So I think sometimes that, you know, we punish ourselves when we didn't reach that goal, but it's to reassess ourselves and say, what could have we done better? Or do I need to get input from my team? I'm in the restaurant business, so sometimes, you know, we're in a traditional mindset of being family run and operated, which has done fine for my family for 42 years. But going forward with COVID, we have to reassess and restructure ourselves to what we could have done better when COVID happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's great. I love what you said of redefining failure. And just because you try something new and you do it once doesn't mean that you are a failure. I think that's the other thing, like what I was saying too, is when we've been doing these things and we are finding success and maybe you haven't gotten to like that next level, that's not a failure. Like I love that this is something that we can take into like everyday life, right? This is not just with our Plexus business, right? Like, anyways, does anybody else? I know, Sarah, I saw that you unmuted too. Did you want to share something real quick?
Yeah, I will. I was just telling Gina that I heard her, but I actually was going to share a little something. In chapter 5, he talks about how there are certain reactions to failure that keep us on the failure freeway. And he listed 5 different ones. And I think, like, Rachel, what you were saying was really good. Like, it may not look like such a bad thing to, like, stay where we are. But I think that getting out of our comfort zone and doing something different are the key to, like, the next step. And so the 5 things that he says are, the first one is to blow up. So if we react to failure, like, with anger, then we're not gonna push forward. The second one is cover up. And then the third one is speed up. So if we just go harder and faster without changing our direction, it's not efficient. And then the fourth one is to back up. And then the fifth one is to give up. So I like this book, how he gives like simple like numbered things that help us like apply it to our everyday life. For me, that makes it more simple and more like practical. So for me, like, I don't know. I think that I'm definitely like open to learning new things. I think that if all I had to do was like personal development, like sometimes that I can like hide in that. Like I can like say, well, I'm doing my personal development, but that's not IPA, you know? And so for me, I'm just always trying to like learn how to do better at this business. And I don't know. That's all I got. Thanks.
I love it, Sarah, and you do show up. I mean, I see you on all the events, so I love it. Okay, so I could talk about this book all day long. I think we all could. I think that it's a great, it's just a great tool. It's something that's so important. But we also want to get to working and some activity. And what I want to do today is I will still go ahead. If you've been on a power hour, pretty much every time we do put in the comments in the chat section, kind of different things that you can be focusing on. That's a good reminder of what you can be doing in your business. But today, what I really want to focus on is inviting people to our events. So tonight we have a product gut health event that goes over all of the products. And then we also have a welcome to Plexus that's immediately right after that. And then tomorrow night we have a compensation plan training. And sometimes we feel like we need to be always reaching out to people, right? Because we want to reach out to people and tell them about Plexus and follow up and all those things. And part of our systems is inviting. So if you think about it, we have 3 categories of people that we can be inviting. We have our potentials, the gut health event, the product overview, that is for everybody. You can absolutely invite your potentials to the event tonight. We have wholesale ambassadors that are not working the business, that it's a good idea to invite them to these events as well and plug them into our community. Because here's the thing, how many times have we gotten really happy, consistent customers or ambassadors, and they never venture out from the products that they are taking? So it's really important for them to be able to see what else is available to them. And then obviously we have people who are wanting, get involved and want to work this business, and they need to be coming to those as well. So you guys are going to laugh at me real quick, but I feel like this is part of that moving forward and stepping outside of your comfort zone. I love getting verbiage, right? I think sometimes though we fall into the trap of it being easy and fast and saying, just give me the verbiage, just give me the verbiage. But I also want to challenge you guys to, while there are some people that are absolutely gifted in messaging, like putting together a message for us to like grab it because we want to just copy and paste, right? We're like, let's go, 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 go. You have to be really careful that as you're doing that, that it actually sounds like something you would say. So I want to challenge you guys. Sometimes, so it's like if you're always doing what you've always done and you're always getting those same results, if you're like, I send out the same verbiage every single time and you're not getting a response, maybe that verbiage has to be different and it has to come from you. So while, like I said, there are people that are very skilled with verbiage, you might have to step out of your comfort zone and create a message that sounds like you, and try that. So let's go ahead and let's start by, let's just take the next, I don't know, we have 15 minutes. Let's work on inviting people to tonight's event. And then if you are like, okay, I invited everybody, let's move on to getting our new ambassadors and our team members invited to tomorrow's compensation plan training, because that's super, super important as well. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. And then, like I said, I'll put stuff in the comments. I'm going to mute myself so we can get to work.
Just posting now, right?
Okay, guys, we are right at that 30-minute mark, and I don't want to, if you're still working, keep going. But I really just want to like commend you guys for showing up. I think that that is a huge step towards failing forward, right? If you're not showing up to do the work, there's no way that you can try something new to fail and move forward with that. I know that sounds so cheesy and cliche, but I'm not going to say goodbye. Well, I'm going to say goodbye for the recording and just thank you guys again in case you're watching the replay. Let's stop this.